to the second season of Pragmatic Solutions with John White. And what a way to start my second season. I've got this young man that has just taken over the golf scene in terms of apparel. He's even got some golfers that are wearing his merch, as he says. See, I'm getting cool now. I say merch. But the bottom line is that he's got this phenomenal product called ETees. And I'm telling you, if you don't know about it now, you need to know about it now. And without any further ado, I just want to bring Erin on, Erin Grier. He's a FAMU graduate. He's one of those on the top of the 7 tallest hills in Tallahassee. But he's also a business school graduate and a veteran. So Erin, welcome to Pragmatic Solution with John White.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Tell me, the thing I love about this young man is this. Not only does he have vision, but he's got a purpose. So if you would, tell me who you are and then your why.
For sure. So my name is Erin Grier, and I'm the founder of a golf brand called ETees Golf, which helps golfers crush the course. So what we wanted to do was bring a new golf brand into the scene that will help the younger generation come into the golfing realm. We understand that golf has this stigma about it, and so what we want to do is change that. And the way that we change that is through our merchandise, our golfing accessories, and the clinics that we throw.
Well, tell me this. Why? Give me a little bit more in depth, because I know the why. Tell me what the first T has to do with this, and then tell me about that alien thing that you got going on because you're from the ATL.
Right. So I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised. I was 8 years old when I first got into the first tee program.
Wow.
I was a first tee baby, and then finished high school throughout the first tee. Now, here I am, I'm 8 years old going into the sport that has nothing to do with young people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just coming into the sport, I automatically knew that I was an outsider. Mm-hmm. I was a foreigner. And I mean, golf at that time, they had the baggy shirts. They had shoes that literally looked like you cut the tail off of a fish and then you put it on it. They were just ugly. The style was ugly. There was nothing appealing about it.
Yep.
So it was a very interesting time. And just coming in from it, or coming into the sport as a young, vibrant kid,
Mm-hmm.
You got to see that, dang, I don't think that I really belong here. So, but because of that, when I tell this story, it's like a journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what I can relate to is the fact that I did feel like an outsider when I was playing this sport at that time. And what we do at ETees Golf is, even if people don't fit the mold of what golfers are supposed to look like or the stigma that it's supposed to have, we want to make sure that we provide a safe space for you. So you might feel like a foreigner, you might feel like an alien, but that's okay.
When I hear the rest of that story that he's not telling y'all is this, that not only did he take what he saw, but then he created what he wanted to see. And that's the difference between people who accept status quo and then people who, like him, my dad had this thing where, I don't feel threatened by me coming to the table. I'm bringing apples, crust, and a bigger pie shell so that I can create my own slice of the pie. And that's what ETees really apparel is all about in my eye. It's about bringing the apples, bringing the crust, and bringing a bigger pie shell to create your own slice of the pie. And the powerful thing about what he's doing under this brand is this. He's bringing more diversity and he's bringing more oomph to the world of golf, and he's making it cool looking. I know another part of your story is Tiger Woods.
Yes.
'Cause I remember Tiger with all the baggy shirts, and then now look at and Tiger did that.
Right.
So tell me about his influence on you.
Absolutely. If it wasn't for Tiger, I wouldn't even be playing golf. Let's be honest. So I was on the couch. I was 8 years old, and I just got done playing baseball because I was tired of getting hit with a baseball. To be honest, my dad looked at me. He was like, "Well, okay, you're gonna have to pick a sport. You're gonna have to do something. You're not gonna sit here on this couch." And a Tiger Woods commercial came on, and I'm not sure if you remember, but in the early 2000s, the Tiger Woods commercials made by Nike were like the best thing popping on TV. And just at that moment, I looked over and I saw that Tiger Woods commercial. I was like, I want to go golf. And that's where it all began. That's where it all began. Tiger Woods has always been my favorite player. Just to watch him through his collegiate and his professional journey has been amazing. He was the reason why golf got exciting, because he was different. And that just goes to show you, because if there's something that's different, it's needed. So,
tell me about the golf shop. Tell me about, I mean, because I know you got the ready box, you got the golf gift box, you got the large drawstring bag, you got the golf balls, you got this interesting emblem that I think is real good in terms of your brand, with the golf ball head. And tell me about that golf shop and how people can shop at the golf shop.
For sure. So we have a website, eteesgolf.com. We are also on social media platforms, on Instagram at ETeesGolf, and also on TikTok, Erin Grier Golf ETees. You can go get some of your merch from those platforms. But I'll tell you a little bit about the icon and the emblem.
Good.
So the whole background and the meaning of the emblem is really, if you see it, it's like, oh, it's an alien, right? But it's really a golf ball sitting on a tee, right? I had one of my Collegiate 100 brothers over at FAMU create it for me. And little did I know that it would kind of blow up the way that it has. So Jeff Weddington, thank you for that. If you notice, if you look at the logo, there's different colors in it. And those different colors within it is supposed to represent the diversity within it. So, yes, our merchandise, our products that we have, originally we were supposed to start this off as a golf box line. Like, that's really what it was supposed to be. I went into the PJ Superstore and I noticed that there was something that they didn't have, and that was golf boxes, which condensed all of golfers' needs into one. Because, I mean, what is our generation, or what does our generation like? We like convenience, right? So it makes sense that we have everything compiled into a box, such as tees, balls, divot tool ball markers, gloves, towels, things like that. And then eventually to create different versions of the box.
Okay.
So that was the original of what we were trying to do.
Okay. Now the other thing I really want to get into is your events. Tell me a little bit about some of the events that you've either sponsored or that you've helped create.
For sure. So last year we we sponsored a tournament called Live and Rejoice. And it was held by one of the guys at the PGA Superstore. It was Lift and Rejoice. And it was meant to recognize all the heroes during COVID, during the COVID pandemic, such as like firefighters and the health workers and things like that. It was meant to recognize those. So we sponsored that tournament. What we also did was, and this was a recent event that we held, was the networking and golf clinic. And that was actually here in August 10th. And what that was meant to do was to bring young professionals out and network amongst themselves and network amongst the businesses that are out here. Because what is a community without its people? It's nothing. You have to have both, right? So it was just an opportunity for the younger folks to network with them, and then also learn golf, which walks hand in hand with our mission. So
how did that go? How successful was that?
It was a very successful event. We had about a dozen people come out and show support, which is really cool. The execution went very well, and people are actually looking forward to coming back to another one.
Good.
So that was very promising. Now, we're also working with K9 for Warriors.
I like
Because
that.
I'm a veteran. I wanted to make sure that the brand is involved with the military and veterans. So we are working with them to do future clinics as well.
So Wounded Warriors, is that someone that you guys are doing some work with, or?
Did I say Wounded Warriors? I meant canines.
No, you said canines.
Okay.
But I'm just asking, is Wounded Warriors something that maybe down the road you'd like to?
Yes, down the road, absolutely. Absolutely down the road.
Man, every time I think about your brand, I think about this is made for the Players Tournament, the PGA. I mean, this is just, it screams at me, PGA, come get me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? What are you doing to put yourself in front of some of the decision makers on the PGA Tour, especially with the players being here in our area?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're doing a couple things. We're making sure that we're getting a presence known on our social media platforms. We also are on LinkedIn.
Oh, good.
And what we also are doing is making sure that we are putting ourselves in organizations that will help us become commercial. And some of those organizations are the NVBDC, which is the National Veterans Business Development Council, and
now why that? Let's go down that list. Why them?
Well, I was looking. Okay, let me back up. I was trying to find opportunities, and the reason why that I got into them is because I had gotten a very small contract with the military at the Naval Air Station, Naval Base. And I was like, wow, this is room for potential right here to kind of not execute, but to exploit. And that's what got me thinking, like, okay, what are some organizations that can help put me into a portal that can give exposure? And then not only that, highlight the fact that I am a minority, highlight the fact that I am a veteran, and that will make me stand out even more.
So that's that one. Now, what's the next one?
The next one is the Florida State Minority Supplier Development Council. They're pretty big here, especially in Florida. They have big conventions and things like that are going down all throughout the state. So that one is a very important one as well. So we are in the process of that. We have not been cleared yet, but we're still in the process.
But you got your paperwork in it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. As I really need any of you PGA folks out there, ETees apparel, please reach out to this young man, because I'm telling you, he's not only the future, but he's the present, and he'll bring that swag, he'll bring that culture that you're missing, and I think there's some opportunities with coordinating and also coming together on branding opportunities with this young man and his brand. So please, any PGA, anybody who knows PGA folks, golfers, just regular golfers who just hit it, go out there on the links or go on the practice tees and driving ranges and all the, please, you need some of this gear, you need some of this apparel, reach out to this young man. Give me that information, because I want to make sure they know how they can reach out to you and how they can purchase some of your apparel.
Absolutely. So we have our website, eteesgolf.com. You can reach out to us on Instagram at eteesgolf, as well as TikTok, Erin Grier Golf ETees. We have our shop open and available. So those are ways that you can get it. Now, I will say, our primary purpose was not necessarily apparel. That was just a fun request.
So what was the primary purpose?
The primary purpose was golfing accessories.
Okay.
Which went hand in hand with the golf box idea. Okay. So that was and we wanted to create variations of that. And so right now we have the gift box right now, which comes with a sleeve of golf balls that are specially designed by Vice. We partner with Vice.
So that's this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You get you get a sleeve of golf balls, you get golf tees, and then you also get a magnetic divot tool. And then we have our newest box, which is the Ready box, and that kind of gives you a custom feel, because you get to customize your gloves. We have different color gloves, right hand, left hand, and also different color towels that you can put in your box as well that you can select online. So we're trying to get into that customizable feel.
And I think something else that I've written down in my notes that I think is critical is, we're heading into the fall. There are sororities, fraternities, professional groups. Need to reach out to this young man. because I see opportunities for you to partner with him moving forward. First T is another entity, since he's a child of First T.
First T baby.
Yeah, First T baby. Yeah, I see nothing but opportunities. And speaking of opportunities, talk about brand ambassadors. I know you've got some, but then talk about if somebody's out there listening and they want to become a brand ambassador. Tell them what you're looking for in a brand ambassador.
Absolutely, absolutely. So our target audience is ages between 25 and 44, right? However, we understand that in order to really get a hold on this audience, we need to make sure that we're getting the people before. We need to make sure we're getting the future, right? Because they're going to eventually come into that age group. So we have a couple players right now. One of them, his name is Jerion Dukes. He plays for Maryville College out of Tennessee. And he's doing quite well. We've also brought a new member on our team. Her name is Alexa Gonzalez. She plays for Texas Southern University. And our newest member, which I'm super stoked to say and announce, is Alyssa Hardy, who is one of the younger players here in Jacksonville that is just tearing it up out there. And I mean, she's been on the Steph Curry's underrated tour.
Wow.
And she's just winning tournaments left and right. So we're super stoked to have her on here on our team. So those are some of our ambassadors, some of our players that are actually wearing our merchandise and rocking with us. But as far as what we look for, we're just looking to see if you are, like, if you just really enjoy golf for what it is, like you live and breathe golf, right? And then you have that edge, just your own uniqueness, right? That brings that edge to the sport, right? That's what we look for. And those people that we've highlighted on our team now, like, that's what they bring. They bring a certain edge to the game, a certain edge to the sport. They're used to being in the room and being the only one that looks like them, right? That's what we want to embrace. We want to embrace that. We want to say, hey, even though you might look like that, or you might feel like an outsider, you belong.
Well, see, there's power in that, though. There's power in being the only one in the room. And historically, when you look at the history of us being the only one in the room, there's excellence attached to being the only one in the room too. So the power in the brand is empowering those who are in those rooms by themselves to feel like they're part of a movement, to be in those rooms and to have your apparel on empowers them. So I'm telling you, I'm a fan, as you can tell just by my leaning in and all the other physical kind of things that I'm doing, because I'm telling you, if you don't know it now, you will know. This is a brand on the move, and I'm telling you, we need to get with First T. So, again, First T, you're listening, you need to reach out to him. PGA Tour, Players Tour, you need to reach out to this young man. Golf teams around, even private golf teams around the city, and also these golf teams. Even I would imagine you wouldn't mind looking at high schools to put some of your apparel on. But I'm telling you, we're looking for brand ambassadors. We're looking for change agents to be a brand ambassador. And every time you tell me about just the type of athlete that you have, it excites me too. Tell me. I wrote down in my notes, crossroads with the brand. Finish that out. There was a crossroads, you said, with the brand at some point, where you just had to decide where you were going in terms of direction. Tell me about that whole process.
Absolutely. So the thing was, like, I was really set on doing the golf box idea, right? And just creating a subline, if you will, of just straight up golf boxes, different variations and all that type of stuff. But then I realized, well, the golf boxes, they need different accessories. Mm-hmm. So you might as well just start diving into the accessory part. So I was like, okay, so then I'll start adding golf tees, I'll start adding gloves, I'll start adding towels, right? And then it turned into, well, this is a full-on brand now because people are looking for hats. So I was like, okay, so let me bring the hats upon, alongside this thing. And then now we have polos, and now we have visors. So it's like we're just accepting the things that people are requesting, and it's beautiful to see that the demand is growing for this thing, and it's we're letting the consumers, we're letting golfers dictate, where it is that we'll go next.
Well, and I guess I need to know what year did this whole concept with your guy and FAMU doing the logo, and what year did you kick it off? Because what I want young entrepreneurs to know that if they got a vision of something that they're passionate about, it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. But the important thing is that you have to take that first step. So tell me, what year was that first step? Because I want them to get a vision of this didn't happen overnight.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. 2018 in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
You remember exactly where it was.
Pascagoula, Mississippi. Yes, that is a place here in the United States.
Sure is. Navy.
Yep, Navy Shipyard, Ingalls Navy Shipyard. I was just thinking about what are some things that I like to do, and then how could I get into that realm and make a little extra money. So in the military, I was a supply corps officer. I served for 7 years. And what I was doing there, I was starting up operations, learning how to manage them, learning how to maintain them, and make them more efficient. So then I just started thinking, well, since I do this on my day job, why can't I just do it for myself? And then hence the idea of the golfing business came. And at first it was just golf tees. I just want to kind of feel around how it is for golf tees. And then as things started happening and coming to me, I realized that my dream was too small.
There you go.
So
there you go.
That's where it started, and then I started getting concepts for logos around 2019, and then 2020 is when I was able to launch the brand.
So we're talking about those days are like pre-COVID and in the middle of COVID.
Before all this alien stuff happened, I was on it. I'm trying to tell you.
That's right. What? And I guess one of the other things I want to talk about is, there's other box companies, apparel companies. What makes you different?
What makes me different is the fact that we want to provide an experience for you, and we want to be a part of your journey, right? When I think of ETees Golf, I think of, hey, this brand was with me for my golf journey. And the reason why I say that is because we're offering the golf clinics. We're offering tips to help you get into the game. We understand golf can be a very complicated thing to get into because there's a lot of things that you have to have. You have to know certain things. There's rules. There's etiquettes. There's a certain way you have to dress, right? There's certain protocols with it. You got to get clubs. They're expensive, right? So we wanted to help with that transition, right? So... And the ways that we help with the transition is through our golf clinics, is through our merchandise to get you the basic essentials that you need so that you can start, right? Watching our content will help you get you a little bit more familiar with the rules that go along with golf as well. And, yeah.
Well, you talked about just creating it from tees to where it is now. What's next? You have any idea what's next, or just you do?
Yes, I do.
Well,
yes, I do.
What's next?
It's crazy. I must say I had to start like pay homage to this thing. It's crazy to think that this thing was just a figment of my imagination, and now it's turned into this tangible brand. Like, that's power in that. So the art of manifestation is crazy how it works, but. So I envisioned us being the biggest brand in Jacksonville, Florida.
Is that too small?
For the near future, is the biggest brand in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
But I had this really big dream, and it's where I saw a semi truck with our logo going down the highway.
Okay.
So
Okay.
We eventually are going to go nationwide, and then eventually worldwide, right? But we're in phase 1 right now, which is getting the demand,
Mm-hmm.
getting our products out to the consumers, the golfers, and then also getting out of anonymity, right? Phase 2 is we're building our inventory up, and then we will have subscription boxes available for people. Now, the thing that we have with these subscription boxes.
Yeah, talk to me about subscription boxes.
Yes, for sure. The golf boxes that are out there, they have all the same stuff. We're just trying to get away from the same stuff. What we would like in our subscription boxes is, you'll get, of course, golf gear, but also things from companies that you probably wouldn't normally expect, such as minority-owned companies.
I like that.
Right, so we'll have something special to go along with it to bring you more awareness of it, right? Because a lot of small businesses have a lot of great stuff to offer. We feel like the bigger companies, they get very relaxed and the creativity gets very low.
Yep.
So these small businesses, they have a lot of things to offer. So we want to incorporate stuff like that, and there'll be different versions of the boxes, different packages to offer as well. But that would be phase 2. And then phase 3 is to have a brick and mortar where we have golfing simulators. It'll be like a lounge area. We understand that Topgolf gets very busy on Friday and Saturday nights, right? It's like 2 or 3 hour waits. Well, in our brick and mortar, we will have golfing simulators, right? Chairs for you to lounge around in. And it just be a place for you to hang out, drink, smoke.
So be like a cigar, be like a cigar bar,
like a cigar golf bar.
But a golf bar feel. Okay, okay.
So
I like that. I like that subscription box thing. I mean, there's all kind of ways you can go with that.
It's a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different ways, and the ultimate end goal is to be a sub line for one of these bigger golf companies like Vice.
Now, what does subline mean?
So, when I say subline, you know how Foot Locker has House of Hoops, right? Well, I would like for our golf box, our logo to be the subline for Vice Golf. So when people want to buy golf gifts and golf box packages, they have to see our logo on it. So
I like that. I like that. Again, this is Pragmatic Solutions with John White on the LitTvNetwork, and we're season 2. And what a way to kick off season 2 with this young entrepreneur who's a graduate of Florida A&M University on the tallest or the highest of 7 hills. See, I got that right?
Yeah, you did.
But the bottom line is that, and he's a business school grad, and he's a Navy, and he's a veteran. So we want to hit all those bells and whistles. So start Christmas shopping right now. Again, this is Pragmatic Solution with John White on the LitTvNetwork. See you next Monday.
My name is Erin Grier with ETees Golf, and I love Pragmatic Solutions with John Weiss, only on the Love and Legacy channel.